Hello everyone, welcome back to another banner reaction. I'm DTM as always, and we have with us a new Heroes banner, the last new Heroes banner of Book 7. And yeah, we're at the end here, and we do know with a high probability that this is going to feature Ginnungagap with the Arcane Dagger, which is super exciting. As regards to speculations on the banner itself, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really seen many speculations yet. Honestly, the final banner of the book is generally very low-key because obviously the next book would be all the hype. And so I think IS is probably just going to sacrifice a game that no one cares about, like Thracia, and just throw some people in and call it a day. We'll see though. But yeah, without further ado, let us begin. As always, if you like the content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz to help support the channel. Only takes 5 seconds to subscribe, but it truly does help us channel a lot, and I really do appreciate all the constant support. And yeah, let us begin with the reaction. Wait, is this? No, this is just the regular book theme. Okay, so we're starting with Ginnungagap first. Interesting. I was like, wait, this is Fae music. Okay, yeah, Ginnungagap's design is actually peak. I love this design so much. So comes with Fatal Smoke 4 already. Did we have Pulse Smoke 4 yet? I don't think so. Okay, so the Ruler of Nihility does do something. Is this Binding Blade or Arcanea? Okay, I think it's Binding Blade. If I remember. Yeah, okay. No, this is FE7. Wait, what? Okay, I guess okay, interesting. Oh my goodness, I hope I didn't offend any FE7 fans when I said this was going to be a sacrifice. Yeah, I haven't played FE7, so I have no idea who any of these people are. Not gonna lie, that first unit didn't really look that particularly interesting. We do have a Red Sword Infantry here. Okay, that one doesn't look that interesting either. Although it does seem like it has some sort of obstruct effect, if I read this quickly enough. I do see a Brave unit though. Oh, we already have another attuned hero. Okay. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's Nino! Okay. Okay, this might actually get sales in that case. Green. Oh, I actually really love this. This is I think it's based off of Jafar. That's really cute. I like that. Okay, so we have more Tempo 4 skills and another source of Flash Barrel, which is nice. Fleeting Echo. If unit initiates combat, grant speed +2 to unit, and I saw 30% damage reduction. That's only if you initiate though. So, huh. I don't know how good that actually is. But yeah, interesting, very interesting. And yeah, we have the final map with Golveg. Will be interesting to see how the book ends. I do have some predictions on how it will be. But yeah, interesting that it's FE7 and we have Will. Again, I literally have no idea who any of these people are besides Nino. So, yeah. Wait, are we really going through over this again? Wait, I thought we already did this on the previous New Heroes banner. Okay, I guess we just do have to do this. Yeah, okay, so yeah, Fleeting Echo grants speed +2 and gives 30% damage reduction if you initiate combat. Is that good? I don't know. And I don't think it will be that meta impactful or necessary. Speed +2 is a joke, so it's really just about the damage reduction. But I don't think that would be that good. I don't know, we'll see. Again, it's only when you initiate combat, which is a bit more sus. Especially since we do have things like Remote Sparrow and things like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at these skills, starting with Arcane Void. Now, this was part of the Hall of Forms, I believe, but we can go over it again. Accelerate special trigger at the start of combat if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%. Grants all stats plus 5 to unit. Inflicts all stats minus X on foe. X being the highest penalty on each stat between target and foes within 2 spaces of target. Calculate each stat penalty independently. Unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack and grants special cooldown charge plus 1 to unit per attack. So this is a pretty decent dagger. Obviously, the acceleration plus the slaying makes it so that specials like lethality can be more consistently procced. I was talking to Oblivion, and he mentioned, and I mainly agree, that this arcane dagger is mainly for slower daggers, mainly because of the guaranteed follow-up. There's no like NFU in it or anything like that, which doesn't really affect like infantry daggers, but like other types of daggers like flying daggers, cav daggers, etc. would have really appreciated NFU, especially if they're speedy. So this is more for like slower daggers, which is interesting. I think this is going to be like the Arcane Qiang, and maybe we'll have an Arcane Lewin version of this dagger with like speed-based true damage, NFU, etc. So I'm not entirely sure what type of dagger units would appreciate this. I don't really use a lot of dagger units myself, so I can't really say. It's interesting we get Fire Flood Boost 3 though. Like we've literally only had that on, I think, Dual Emir, and we haven't gotten a single other like skill in this family, and we're getting this again. So very interesting decision there. Okay, so what does Ruler of Nihility do? At start of turn, inflicts attacks defense -7, discord, and status preventing counterattacks on nearest foes within 5 spaces of unit and foe within 2 spaces of those foes through their next actions. Okay, so that is a start of turn effect. And so it applies those debuffs and applies like the flash effect, which is really, really good. Like flash, like being able to sweep is really, really good these days because obviously it prevents counterattacks, allows you to get more damage and attacks in, and allows you to survive, which is really nice. At start of combat, if foe's HP is greater than or equal to 75% or penalty is active on foe, inflicts attack defense -5 on foe during combat, and also if unit attack can trigger unit special, grant special cooldown count -1 to unit before unit's first attack during combat. Okay, so this has like the offensive half of, I'm going to call it the scowl effect, where like if you use an offensive special with lethality you get special cooldown count -1. So with the slaying, lethality becomes 3. With this in the B, lethality becomes 2. And so as long as you double and there's no guard or anything like that, or no like defensive tempo, on the second hit, you should be able to proc lethality, which is really interesting. It'll definitely depend on her speed. I'm a bit skeptical because she comes with Fire Flood boost and not like a speed version, so it doesn't seem like she will be speedy. I think the stats are actually data mined, but I can't exactly remember right now. So her not being speedy kind of puts a damper on things because obviously like Hardy Fighter does have defensive NFUs, which would negate this this guaranteed follow-up attack from the arcane weapon. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, well now what does Fatal Smoke 4 do? Foe cannot recover HP during or after combat. Neutralizes foes non-special. If foe would reduce unit's HP to 0, unit survives with 1 HP. Effects during combat. Okay, so, whoa, that's already interesting. It negates Miracle. That is interesting. Okay. Obviously, it doesn't affect the special miracles, but like miracle type effects. And I'm assuming this is also like drive miracle too, like from Fallen Maria. That's interesting. After combat, inflicts deep wounds and a penalty that neutralizes non-special. If foe would reduce unit's HP to 0, unit survives with 1 HP. Effects on target and foes within 2 spaces of target through the next action. Okay, so this basically has like an anti-miracle smoke effect in addition to, which actually fits thematically with Fatal Smoke. So that's pretty cool, actually. I kind of like that. This is like a nice thing, because this really only affects very specific units, like Fallen Maria, Dual Emir, and I guess Legendary Seliph. I will say this is pretty niche though. Fatal Smoke is not in a good spot right now, especially because C skills are very, very competitive, right? Obviously, if you're a flyer, you definitely want like guidance 4 or soaring guidance. And infantry just have a lot of C skills. Like if we're talking about summoners duels, you generally want to run like Canto control. To obviously like negate Canto, because Canto is a lot more prevalent than like, and a lot, you have to deal with it more than like Miracle Effect, because again, like Miracle Effects really only happen with Dual Amir and Fallen Maria in Summoners duels. And honestly, like C duel, like C feud accomplishes that just as well, and also like shuts down like other supportive effects if the savior is colorless, for example, or things like that. So I'm not entirely sure how much value Fatal Smoke will have. Fatal Smoke 4 will have. It is really interesting because again, like this doesn't affect the actual special miracle. So things like Halloween Anna will still be able to get their miracle. Things like Faye, Legendary Faye, like sure, she's not exactly the most meta thing, but like Fatal Smoke won't be able to get through that. If I read this correctly, yeah, it's non-special. So again, like as of right now, there's really only a couple relevant miracle effects. Again, it's mainly just Dual Amir and Fallen Maria. And again, both of those are covered by C feud currently. So yeah. I guess the anti-healing is nice. Like Fatal Smoke does have anti-healing, which can help, but preventing healing is not like the most important thing in something like Summer's Duels. It can be important in Ether Raids, and I think in Ether Raids this will have more value. Like preventing healing from, just like from finish skills or Brave Corrin or Brave Edelgard, or I don't know if this affects Gatekeeper or not. I don't think it does, since it also specifies after combat. But yeah, interesting skills though. Not exactly the most meta impactful, but I guess it's pretty nice. Yeah. And yeah, we see the Arcane Nihility there. Is this like a cav tank? Is that what this is trying to be? I'm going to be a bit skeptical of that. Oh, well, at least like Ginnungagap like looks cool and has the Arcane Dagger with some nice fodder. So she got that going for herself. All right, Isadora, what are you? All right, Guarding Lance. Accelerate special trigger if rally or movement assist skill is used by unit or target unit. Grants attack speed defense +6, bonus doubler, and foe penalty doubler to unit and target ally, or unit and targeting ally for 1 turn. If unit initiates combat or is in the 2 space of an ally, grants offense +5 to unit, neutralizes effects that guarantee full follow-up attacks and effects that prevent unit follow-up attacks, and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 40% during combat. Okay, so if you use a rally skill, either her or an ally, not only do you get like the rally and stuff. Oh, wait, actually no, this is it's rally or a movement assist skill. Okay, so it also works for like reposition, swap, etc. You get like a bunch of stat buffs. You get bonus doubler and foe penalty doubler, which are pretty nice buffs. I don't think this is really that good though. Like this is a melee cav, and melee calves are not in a good place if you can't player phase effectively right now. So I know this is like trying to be a bit more supportive, but yeah, I don't think this is that good. Like, I guess this can function in a similar role to like Legendary Eliwood and who was it? Like Astrid, I think. Because obviously, like bonus doubler and foe penalty doubler is actually really nice to help deal with Unity. And so this is mainly probably going to be more for supporting Omni tanks or raid bosses in something like Summer's Duels or in Ether Raids. And so that is where I think this will have value, like as a support unit, providing those buffs, providing the bonus doubler and the foe penalty doubler, obviously will be pretty nice. Definitely nothing like meta changing or meta impacting, I think, but it's a pretty nice support unit, I guess. And then we have attack defense snag 4. I believe we had a snag 4 skill on Fallen Crom before, so we do know what this does. Inflicts attack defense -4 on foe during combat. If a movement assist skill is used by unit or targets unit, inflicts attack defense -7 and sabotage on nearest foes within 4 spaces of both unit and target ally after movement, and on foes within 2 spaces of those foes equipped with a skill that can trigger savior effect through their next actions. Yeah, I'm still super confused about the specification of needing a savior effect to get these debuffs. Like, come on, Nias, we're already past that. Why? But yeah, I mean, decent support unit, I guess. Definitely nothing must pull or meta impactful, I would say. All right, who is this person? Now that I think about it, I don't think there's like a demote here. Harkin doesn't seem like a demote unit. Okay, never mind. Harkin is. Okay, no, Harkin isn't a demote unit. There's no way we get Clash 4 and Brash Assault 4 on the demote unit. Okay, that's interesting. Anyways, what does Troubling Blade do? Accelerated special trigger, unit attacks twice, even if foe initiates combat, unit attacks twice. So we have Dual Face Brave, that's really good. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants all stats +5 to unit. Reduces damage from foe's first attack by 40%, and grants special cooldown charge +1 to unit per attack during combat. For each foe within 4 spaces of unit can move to any of the nearest spaces adjacent to that foe, unless space is impassable terrain. Okay, this is actually really, really interesting because we have some cool warping effects. This is like, that portion is like Hell's refine on her weapon, and that you can just warp in. And with the Dual Face Brave, like, I do think Harkin, I think, I completely forgot his name, can do some decent damage, right? It can probably definitely work as like an Omni tank as well. Like Dual Face Brave is just pretty good. Overall, you do get some nice damage reduction. Unfortunately, it seems like he's very defensive based and not really that speedy, so that can be troubling. Because you don't get like that much damage reduction. You don't get like defense based like flat damage reduction or anything like that. There's no miracle or anything like that. From what I can see, all the damage reduction is pierceable. So that is a little bit unfortunate. So as in the Omni tank, I don't think who is he? What's Harkin? Okay. I mean it's a brave Red Sword infantry. Now he is brave, so brave units actually are pretty strong as Omni tanks because the brave hits allow you to secure kills more effectively, and most nukes only have damage reduction on the first attack. And so that second attack with the Brave can often get through and just like absolutely destroy them. But unfortunately, I don't think this will help Harkin from being one-shotted by a lot of the current nukes here. So that's a little bit unfortunate. We do get Attack Defense Clash 4 and Brash Assault 4. Apparently, we're not getting any C skills, which is interesting.
Forgive me.
And all right, we have the actual, like, probably good unit of this batch, maybe. We have Attuned Nino based off of Jafar. Like, I'm actually so happy about this. This is, again, I never played FE7, but I've seen art, and yeah, Nino being based off of Jafar is just, like, so good. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Gondol. Accelerated special trigger at start of turn. If unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +6 to unit and allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. So we get some nice attack speed debuff. Sorry, that's pretty nice. If unit initiates combat or foes range equals to 2, grants all stats +5 to unit, grants bonus to unit's attack equals to X, and speed defense res equals to 50% of X. X being the highest total bonuses among unit and allies within 3 spaces of unit. Bonuses among unit and allies, and reduces damage from foes' first attack by 30%. First attack normally means only the first strike. For effects that grant units attack twice, it means the first and second strike. Okay, so you get your damage reduction for both brave hits, basically, when you initiate combat. And then during combat, restore 7 HP to unit after combat. All right, this is interesting. Obviously, you ideally want to like buff your units, and the interesting thing here is that there's not a cap 2x from what I can see. So ideally, if you can get like a fully buffed unit, like +6 to all stats, that is like +24 to your attack and +12 to the rest of your stats, which is really, really good. It obviously, I don't think there's like an NFU effect, but obviously you can definitely outsource it with like guidance or infantry speed tactic. And so honestly, Nino is looking to be a pretty good nuke from what I can see. Again, you get a lot of attack buffs from here, which is pretty nice. No true damage though. And no like special acceleration. Obviously, like that comes with Flash Sparrow, so obviously I think this base kit is designed for that. Speed def tempo 4, we know what this does. Like it's the speed def version of attack res tempo 4 that Veil had. What is the C? This is the preference, and it is Fanged Ties. At start of turn, if units within 2 spaces of an ally, grants unit can move 1 extra space, does not stack, and canto 1 to unit for 1 turn. And also grants the following effect to unit based on the value of unit special cooldown count. If at its maximum value, grant special cooldown count -2. If at its maximum value -1, grant special cooldown count -1. Okay, so this is really interesting because basically at minimum, you'll have 2 charge, basically, right? So let's say you're running this with lethality. Now with slaying, that becomes to 3. If your lethality is at 3, then this will make lethality go to 1. If it's at 2, it'll go to 1. So like you're guaranteed at least 2 charge, basically, with this skill, which obviously makes specials a lot more consistent. And honestly, like with this, I think like Nino is actually looking to be a very, very powerful nuke. Now we do have a lot of powerful nukes these days, and just being a powerful nuke is not enough. Granted, Nino does have extra movement. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like she has like what Legendary Yuri has, in which if she gets stalled, she is not restricted to just 1 movement. She can still have 2. So that is a little bit unfortunate because in something like Summoner's Duels, like Summer Thor is just super common. And so it is unfortunate that she does not have like the Legendary Yuri effect, where she can sort of mitigate the stall effect. But like in something like, I think Ether Raids, obviously like having extra move is always good. Something like Cav, Rushdown Teams, and Summoner's Duels, this will pretty good. And just like, I guess, general nukes in general, it'll be pretty nice. Now, the one thing that distinguishes Nino from Yuri or Legendary Yuri is that, unfortunately, she's only having Canto 1, which is not as good as the Cantos that the Yuri have. Also, Nino does not have Foul Play, which is something that Yuri definitely utilizes to its fullest extent in something like Ether Raids or Summoner's Duels for positioning and stuff. So, like, I do think Nino is not going to be that meta impactful. I mean, I said that for pretty much all these units. They're not going to be that meta impactful. But Nino herself, I think, at the very least, will be a very good nuke. All right, what is the new X skill? Fleeting Echo. If unit initiates combat, grants speed +2 to unit and reduces damage from foes first attack by 30% during combat. Okay, so the speed +2, I don't think we're going to give up our perf skills for this. What is this? Okay, like, there's no way, like, Legendary Claude users are giving up Deep Star for this. There's no way Legendary Hinokas are giving up, like, Rallying Cry for this. Legendary Crown's not giving up to Change Fate for this. Like, again, the speed +2, sure, we might argue, like, speed creep is, like, a thing, but, like, speed +2, unfortunately, like, for most scenarios, probably won't mean as much, and at least enough to like give up your perf skills if you're using a unit that have perf skills. So like the main thing this is providing is the 30% damage reduction, which theoretically can make a difference, right? Like one of the good things about Remote Sparrow is that it has that 30% damage reduction, so it can help you survive retaliation effects. And Fleeting Echo here can help in addition to that, but it's not something that like will make or break a unit or the game or like the mode, right? It can make like units harder to kill on retaliation. So if you have a tank, but like again, like this is nothing that I think is going to like change the meta or anything that is going to entice people to summon for. I don't think, because it initiates combat. And I mean, if enemy initiates combat, you get 30% on the first attack. We might be talking then, but even then, like we have so many ways of piercing through damage reduction these days that it's not even that big of a deal either. Okay, so yeah, these X skills, I mean, I guess it makes sense for us to start pretty tame, but yeah, like, yeah.
Stand in my way.
And yeah, we see the Canto 1 there as well. All right, we have the final banner of Book 7. And yeah, this is going to last, okay, it doesn't say how long it will last, but it'll last quite a while, at least until the next book. Personally, I'm going to skip this banner. I don't think any of these units are particularly that enticing. They're definitely not must-pulls by any means. The fodder is not that enticing either, to be perfectly honest. Like, Fatal Smoke, while pretty nice in Denying Miracles, is not that great compared to the other C skills we've had. The units themselves are not that great compared to the units we have. Like, you can definitely make them work, but yeah, they're not going to be like meta impactful or anything like that. The X skill Nino has is, I think it's better than the Oath and the Death Blow with the attack +4. But again, it's still very, very tame. And yeah, I don't think anyone's going to like give up. I guess for like certain nuke type units that people are building, it could be useful. I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely not going to be meta impactful. It's definitely not a must summon by any means. I'm just waiting for the pass X skill so that Gatekeeper can die in the ditch, and then I'll be happy. All right, that's what I'm waiting for. But yeah, overall, interesting banner. We did get Ginnungagap. I did not expect Attuned Nino, but I'm really happy with the thematics behind that. That's really cool. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think about this banner. And yeah, if you did enjoy it, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz to help support the channel. Only takes 5 seconds to subscribe, but it truly does help the channel a lot, and I really do appreciate all the constant support. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on this banner. Are you going to summon or not? And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and see you all next time. Bye, everyone.